This is directed by Lee Bolton. So enjoy. Okay, we're just gonna, just looking at a red light in the camera and to say what you did, so that's with our thoughts, you know why you're here, which isn't an innuendo whatsoever.
I'm Lee Bolton, director of The Way Back.
I'm Ernest Vernon and I played Graham.
I'm Carolyn Hood, and I played his missus.
I'm Cheadle, I'm the writer, I'm the doctor.
Cheers. Okay, you got a mic over there, Graham, sorry. Right, unlike what I've seen you do before, to be fair, I blame Graham for his dark mind. Because you're used to doing quite comedic with Ryan Lever and stuff, so it's nice to see you branch out, and I've seen you do the Sky and Eye as well, which I did a Q&A with you before.
Yeah.
So it's nice to see you do quite a lot of, you're doing quite a lot of genres and trying to break in and discover different things. Is he an actual genre that you haven't actually covered?
Graham? Is he an actual genre we've never covered? I don't know. Graham comes to the scripts to the studio and he just goes, read that. And this is a horror, but we didn't want to put it out as a horror, did we, originally, did we?
No, it's basically centred around a level-headed man. And due to recent events, his mind goes into turmoil, so it's been left a bit open and we kind of adapted it as we went along.
Yeah, it went more horror as we went along with the edit, didn't it? And, you know, all the noise and stuff like that. But with genre, no, I think you should cover everything, I really should. And when Graham gave me a horror, I thought, oh great, and I went and watched all my favourite horrors like The Shining and stuff like that. Yeah, there's all these certain shots and stuff like that I mimic and stuff like that. Yeah, that's at the bottom of our studio in Bolton. You know, we just we didn't want it too much horror, did we? There's only a few shots in there that are like, whoa, and stuff like that, and makeup and stuff like that, and SFX and stuff like that. But I wanted more, my favourite sort of horror, I think when you come to the script, I said I like, the things that scare me in films is something like off-camera, sound, Foley stuff and all that stuff. And the back of people's heads, you know, when someone says, oh yeah, alright, and someone just walks away, and that scares me, things like Twilight Zone, you know, things that I grew up with and stuff like that. And eyes as well, eyes scare me.
Well, yeah, the non-pupil.
Yeah, and we did that, you know, with Ernest and stuff like that, and, you know, he was great at doing that, but yeah, just something completely different we thought we'd go for.
Well, I mean, from horror, I've picked quite a lot of horror films. Nightmare on Elm Street, in the boiler room, where he's looking at the fire. I've seen Nightmare on Elm Street, I've seen The Shining there, and
maybe it's a strap t-shirt today.
The Evil Dead with the forest. Yeah, it could be, actually. I must admit, you're man of my own heart, you've got more check shirts than I have, which I saw Prime Alley tomorrow and outdo you. But I think it's wonderfully casted from Ernest's point of view, because, sorry, it's one of my own hairs. That's one of those.
Is he doing that on stage?
Yeah, sorry, it's from a beard. I've got a beard, you know, it's nothing from a, you know. Yeah, I think it's great casting because it's quite ambiguous. I mean, I personally didn't know whether it's the dog or the wife.
Could be both.
Well, at first I thought it was the wife, then I seen looking at the picture of the dog, and I thought it could be the dog, and then the dog's alive, so I was quite ambiguous for me. But I quite like the fact that there's quite a lot of contrast in every single thing which I liked. I like the bright colour simplistic, then Ernest's check shirt. I like the classical music, then you're in the boiler room. I like the outside where it's very dark, but the birds are tweeting. So it's quite contrasting, and I thought your character was great. The fact that you did feel sorry for him, empathy and sympathy, and then you felt when he's walking down the corridor, he's going, I thought, oh, has he murdered someone? Yeah. So from an actor point of view, how did you get into that character of quite a lot of psychological facets and trying to keep the audience in suspense, you're trying to almost trick them to certain degrees into which level-headed you are you psycho, are you innocent? How do you get prepared for that?
Well, after I read the script, I realised that the character, anybody watching the film could think exactly what you've just been saying. Is it his wife that's died? Is it the dog that's died? Which is he more bothered about? Even as he died, you know, at the end of the day. You know, and it was open to the audience. But when I saw the script and sort of thought about the character, the way I got into it was to think, well, you know, act sympathetic, but have that touch of menacement about you.
Yeah, so that snarl.
Yeah.
That's all you needed.
It's a dream sequence.
Yeah,
because it could always be the dream, the blame for anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's to have that bit of both in the film, to make your own mind up really. Is he an absolute nutter? Yeah, or do you feel sorry for him?
No, it's good. We're going to throw over to the audience. Any questions regarding the film? There we go, Alex.
When I watched it, I saw the whole way through the wife had died, and then you mentioned it perhaps as a dog, perhaps as him, and I think it does work in that ambiguous sense that it could legitimately be any of them. But what happened? Did the wife die? Was she alive at the end? Because you couldn't tell which was the dream and which was reality.
I think that's your point of it. Is you can take anything you want away from it. I think me and Graham, we don't argue, do we? We always say this, don't we? The end scene, you said you wanted to do shivering, sort of like the end of Return of the Jedi stuff, all the Jedi stuff going on. And I said no, because then you know they're dead. So it's all this circle going on, and I wanted people to just look at it and just go, who's dead, who's that, what's going on, is it a circle that's going on all the time, and that's why we looked at it, didn't we?
Yeah, I think we basically, when we said how we portrayed the character of William, that, you know, his mind was in turmoil, so what was reality and what wasn't, and that's what we tried to get across.
Yeah, the last shot where you walk up to the pond, I thought, well, that kind of gives it closure that she is alive.
Yeah, it's a nice ending.
Well, as I looked at it, I thought he was dead.
Yeah.
Like, they're all dead, and that's why they're all together.
I think they're all dead.
That's why.
I think they're all dead. Yeah. You're dead.
We had this
died.
debate, so we said let's leave it open and see what happens.
That's what it is. It opens the debate. Yeah, it's open to debate what's going on.
Throw one more question, and then one more question in the audience. Oh, go on, Scarlett.
It's Christine, biggest fan.
Come on, Scarlett, come down.
Hiya. You alright?
Yeah, I mean the way that
Like old times, isn't it?